After watching tonight's game between the Indiana Fever and the Seattle Storm, all the outside noise about Caitlin Clark and these WNBA veterans being jealous of her and throwing shots at her, I don't buy it. Something is wrong with this Indiana team in-house, and I think her own teammates are jealous of her. But before we get off into today's podcast, tell a friend to tell a friend. Well, yesterday we did a podcast talking about Jason Whitlock and the comments that he made coming down hard on Christy Sides. But the first thing Jason Whitlock said when I covered it in the podcast was that Kelsey Mitchell had to go. Also, he said that Christy Sides was way in over her head coaching this Indiana Fever team, and he thought that the only way that this team could get on the right track and play the style of play with who they have on their team and Caitlin Clark is that they would have to bring in a black male coach. And like I stated, names floated out there like Mark Jackson. He would be a great candidate to come in to run that Indiana Fever team and run that offense and get the best out of Caitlin Clark. Also, there was rumors out there about that secret meeting between Lisa Blutter and the general manager from the Indiana Fever. She would be a great candidate to replace Christy Sides. Everybody's been coming at Christy Sides about her coaching ability. And like I stated, Christy Sides' resume from coaching is not that great of a resume. She's held some coaching jobs in the WNBA, but they have all been assistant coaches. Now she was down in the University of Louisiana Monroe. She was an assistant coach down there, but they said that she was a defensive specialist. But what did she do 2 days ago? She let one of her best defensive players go in Celeste Teller. Then she answered and said it was a business decision. But after watching tonight's game, Jewel Lloyd was killing them. And that'd have been a perfect opportunity to throw Celeste Teller in the mix, but they don't have her no more to slow somebody down like a Jewel Lloyd. Now, Indiana gets torched by elite guard play because their defense on the perimeter as guards is not efficient. Caitlin Clark is still trying to find her way in trying to play defense. Teams are seeking her out, putting her in every action, and they going to work. Now, what's happened is, from watching this game tonight, Kelsey Mitchell basically looks Caitlin Clark off every time. Kelsey Mitchell thinks that she is the Indiana Fever superstar. I understand that she's been in the league 6 years. Caitlin Clark is a rookie, but Caitlin Clark is the one that people are coming to watch. Caitlin Clark is the one that's putting butts in the seats. If y'all want to play hero ball, give the ball to Caitlin Clark and let her go to work. Now, Erica Wheeler out there turning the ball over at a high clip. She don't want to pass the ball. And then when Caitlin Clark makes a great pass to her, she fumbles it. She can't convert on the layups. And this is something that's happening in-house. I think the team is jealous of Caitlin Clark. I don't think it's the outside noise in these veterans and these NBA, WNBA superstars that's played the game that are making these comments. That's not the ones we got to focus on. I think everything starts in-house, like Jason Whitlock said. And it starts with your point guard play. Kelsey Mitchell, she does not want to pass the ball to Caitlin Clark for nothing. She looks her off every time and thinks that she got to come down and generate and shoot all the shots. Yeah, Kelsey Mitchell is leading the Indiana Fever in scoring at 16.4 points a game. Caitlin Clark is second at 16.3. So Kelsey Mitchell got her by a percentage point. And I think it's a battle within Kelsey Mitchell and Caitlin Clark. I just think from watching tonight's game, as I really focused in on it to see what everybody has been talking about her team ousting her and icing her out, I looked at it and said, it might be a possibility because some of the things that Kelsey Mitchell was out there doing tonight, I'm like, man, it's some jealousy there. So everybody thinks that there's jealousy from Diana Taurasi, Sue Berg, Cheryl Swoops, Angel Reese. It's not them. It's within. It's in-house. And that's why a lot of people say Christy Sides has to go, because she is the coach and she got to decipher and she got to get that stuff. She got to get control of that, because a lot of people are coming for Christy Sides, coming for her job, saying that she needs to go. She's not the coach for Caitlin Clark. Just like Caitlin Clark said in that interview about Lisa Blutter. I don't care what you guys say. That was a shot at Christy Sides by saying that Lisa Blutter is the best leader I've ever been around. She said that the team wasn't that talented, but she got the most out of everybody, and she know how to get that continuity together. I think that's what Christy Sides lacks, and I think that's what Caitlin Clark was alleviating to, the fact that what Lisa Blutter did in her Iowa Hawkeye days when she was playing in college, she took a bunch of young women, molded them together, led them, brought that team together, continuity, and you saw what she produced. And you saw how Caitlin Clark performed in college, setting all these records. Went to 2 straight back-to-back national championships. I know they came up short to LSU and also South Carolina, but you guys got to start paying attention to the Indiana Fever team as a whole. There is some jealousy and some animosity not wanting Caitlin Clark to shine, because I think this team feels that Caitlin is already getting all the attention, but they're trying to upstage that by going out there playing selfish basketball. And that's why people think that Mark Jackson and Lisa Blutter would be great candidates to come in and take over that program and get them back to winning. They have the pieces, but the continuity is not there. I think there's a lot of jealousy in this unit. And it starts with Kelsey Mitchell. You know, Erica Wheeler is out there doing things that she's really not even capable of doing. It's like Christy Wallace. I mean, only person I think that really can coincide with Caitlin Clark on that team is Aaliyah Boston. They have guard play like Erica Wheeler, like I stated, and Kelsey Mitchell. They want to go out there and do their own thing. They don't want to do it within the confines of the offense. They want to get outside and start playing hero ball. The only one on that team that can play hero ball is Caitlin Clark, because if Caitlin Clark gets rolling, she can start knocking down 3 and 4 back-to-back threes and get you back in the game real quick. But if these girls are going to freeze her out and the coach is going to let that happen, it's a recipe for disaster. And like I stated, don't worry about the outside noise. We got to focus on what's going on with the Indiana Fever in-house. It's jealousy and animosity in that locker room, and I see it. And I saw the disgust on Caitlin Clark's face through the course of the game on some times where she was open and they was not feeding her the ball. And as a head coach, you got to rectify that. And that's why a lot of people say Christy Sides' job is in jeopardy and she's on the hot seat and she needs to be replaced. And I've covered it, and I've stated it every time we have some breaking news or some reports out there about Christy Sides and what's going on with the Indiana Fever, we bring it to you guys. But in this situation, I'm starting to agree with a lot of my viewers and a lot of my supporters talking about the teammates of Caitlin Clark freezing her out. And that goes along with the coach. So it starts with the coach. It starts from the top and it trickles down. So you guys might be right. I'm trying to give Christy Sides a fair shake, but she has to get this under wraps. And these teammates are jealous of Caitlin Clark. And it was obvious tonight. So you guys let me know what y'all think about today's episode. I would love to hear from you. Post your comments. And this is going to wrap up another episode of the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. I'm your host and the man behind the mic, K-Sap. We're going to catch you on the next one. Deuces. And remember, on the way out the door, when you put your shoes on, do me a favor. Give this video a thumbs up.
Thanks for listening to the Simply Ball Dropping podcast. Be sure to subscribe, like, and share on all major platforms.